You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
As of today, net neutrality is a thing of the past. Just what this means for you on the internet and what you may notice.
Plus, the SunPass online payment system is going to be back up and running this morning. We'll tell you just what time. Our Marla Spence joins us live from the Skyway Bridge with an update. And Lecom Park needs your help to make it to the Final Four of Best Minor League Stadiums. We'll tell you where and how you can vote. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
Good morning, folks. 6 o'clock. It is Monday, June 11th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us on this morning. That today is apparently going to include some sunshine. Not a bad weekend either, John Scalzi.
Yeah, lots of it. Lots of sunshine and warm temperatures as well. You know, our average temperature for this time of year is 88 degrees, and that's pretty much where we're going to be most of the week long, maybe even a little above that, as we don't have much in the way of a rainfall chance for today or for the next several days. Right now on radar, everything is very quiet. Your morning commute will feature quiet conditions. A little bit of high-level cloudiness, perhaps streaming up from some showers that are occurring to our south, but don't have much of a chance of making it to our region. But other than that, that's as bad as it gets. We're looking at a very, very pretty day. Daytime high tops out at around 89 degrees. We'll go with 88 by around 3 p.m. 12 noon temperature 86, and in just an hour or two, we're looking at 79 degrees with mostly sunny conditions in store for us. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. A little bit of a blip there on the Manatee Avenue westbound as you head toward downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, the 301 southbound toward State Road 70. Checking our next map to the northern half of Sarasota County, you'll see the Bayfront has some slowdowns there as you go from the Ringling Causeway toward the 301 intersection. Otherwise, pretty clear, and our final map to the south will indicate only one little red spot there, 75 southbound, as you head from Northport down toward Port Charlotte. It is a historic meeting today that could have some major consequences. The leaders of the U.S. and North Korea are set to meet tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Time in Singapore. It'll be the first time a sitting U.S. president has met with a North Korean leader. There is a 12-hour time difference, so the summit begins again at 9 o'clock. Earlier today in Singapore, right there, President Trump met with the Singapore president.
Well, today the FCC is rolling back net neutrality. Now, new rules will go into effect today with just how your internet provider will do business. Mary Maloney has a look at what it means for you.
Though major internet service providers say the web will remain essentially unchanged after net neutrality rules are rolled back, according to Consumer Reports, there are few things consumers should keep an eye out for once deregulation goes into effect. Zero rating plans, also called sponsored data plans, allow customers to access a specific service without using data. ISPs use zero rating plans to promote a particular service, usually one they own or have a stake in. Data caps are expected to become widespread for broadband service. If customers hit their data limit, ISPs could either throttle their bandwidth or charge fees for increased data usage. Paid prioritization enables ISPs to charge access fees to content providers like Google, Facebook, and Netflix in order to send content to consumers, and the feeds could vary depending on the bandwidth required. Companies that pay more are essentially given higher priority. Paid prioritization can lead to price hikes for internet access. Content providers can raise subscription rates or monthly fees for customers in order to offset the cost of access fees. And the last major concern is blocked content. ISPs could change their terms of service to censor content deemed offensive or immoral, or they could block websites or apps that offer competing services to their own. The most effective way for consumers to protect themselves from any upcoming change is to read the fine print on their service plans. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
And updates on this story as well as breaking news updates can also be found on our free ABC 7 app. Now that we're in hurricane season, you're going to want those first alert weather updates as well. And some good news for you drivers this morning, especially if you use SunPass. The online payment system will soon be back up and running this morning after being shut down for the past week.
Marla Spence is live from the toll booth of the Sunshine Skyway Plaza with a preview of this story. Marla?
Good morning, guys. After almost a week of the Sunpass website and mobile app being shut down, both will be open and running this morning. Now, both the website and the mobile app went down last Tuesday for system maintenance. Now, many other services were also disabled due to the system shutdown, but now this morning they'll be back up and running just in time for the work week. Now, not only will the Sunpass website and mobile app be working again, but so will Sunpass call centers and walk-in centers, the toll-by-plate website, Sunpass parking at airports, and activation kiosk at welcome centers. Now, all of these services will be available to customers starting at 9 o'clock this morning. Reporting live, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. An update now on construction on downtown Venice roadways won't be done in time for the holiday parade later on this year. Under the original timeline for the project, construction should have been in its second month by now, but due to a rebid to get the costs down, it won't get started for another month. The project will replace much of the downtown Venice roads and sidewalks. The new estimated completion date is sometime in March of 2019.
Well, the next time you take a drive down Palmer Boulevard in Sarasota, you might want to keep an eye out for snakes. Wildlife expert Justin Matthews says he's collected almost a dozen dead snakes on this road so far, hit by cars. Now, it may seem like a big number, but remember, we actually saw a similar thing like this happen almost 2 years ago, right on the same roadway. At the time, wildlife experts estimated hundreds of snakes. Here's Matthews' advice for drivers.
Don't cause a wreck over it or anything like that. Just go over him. Don't hit him. Just go over him. You know, you give a little curve. You know, a lot of people hate snakes and they curve to hit them. But don't do that. It doesn't make any sense. They want to live as much as we do.
Now, the snakes that he had collected so far were banded water snakes and Florida green snakes, neither of which are venomous.
There's a few hours left to vote for Lecom Park in Bradenton. Ballpark Digest magazine has announced the home of the Bradenton Marauders as a finalist in their online poll for best high A minor league stadiums in Florida. Last year's winner was Joker Merchant Stadium in Lakeland. Fans have until 2 o'clock today to vote for Lecom. Head over to our website, mysuncoast.com, for more information on how to vote.
Now to a story of one Sarasota boy's generosity. Meet 6-year-old Caleb McCaffrey. He is giving up his birthday presents this year, instead asking for supplies to give to a homeless woman that he befriended earlier this year. Caleb says he was inspired by the generosity of others when his mom was diagnosed with cancer.
Thanks to his school, thanks to the community, thanks to our temple, thanks to everyone who stepped in when I was sick. This child has picked up from the generosity of others what good it can do.
An absolutely important lesson for him to see at this age. Now, Caleb has not yet given the supplies to his friend Victoria. They say that they went after Caleb's birthday to find her, but she was gone. They're now working with the Salvation Army to track her down and make sure she gets those items that were donated.
Nice little boy there. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Oh, calling all you pickle lovers. You're either going to love Sonic's new frozen drink or you're going to get the dry heaves. So we're going to tell you all about it when we come back.
And typically you and I are right down the middle. You like it, I don't like it.
Oh, I can't wait to try this thing. I love pickle chips.
Pickle chips.
Pickle chips.
John Scalzi, break the tie. Do you want a pickle juice drink?
Come on, John.
Oh, gosh, no.
Exactly.
Oh. That sounds awful. Just saying. We're looking at some pretty quiet conditions here on radar. Don't see much in the way of any kind of inclement weather for you today. Day planner shows daytime high temperature topping out probably around 89 degrees, about typical for this time of year. Drive time forecast, all inclement weather boxes remain unchecked. Heading to work, you'll have a temperature in the upper 70s on the way back in the mid 70s. And the air quality index across the region is good. Well, moderate, as according to yesterday. Particulates are the worst offender, and even there, not too bad, 51. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Quiet conditions through the morning hours. We're looking at a big ridge of high pressure kind of sitting over us and bringing us a little bit of a drier air aloft, lots of sunshine, little in the way of any kind of kicker in the atmosphere to get showers going, except our standard sea breeze, but it doesn't have much to work with right now. 9 a.m., 78 degrees. By 12 noon, plenty of sunshine and 86 as we head into the afternoon. Pretty typical for this time of year. Our temperatures will be in the upper 80s. 88 is our average temperature. I think we'll probably max it out today at about 80 or 89 degrees by 3 p.m. And then by 7 p.m., beautiful evening, looking for a sea breeze to develop, keeping the coast a little bit cooler. We'll call it 85 for an average temperature, a little cooler near the coast, a little warmer inland. We've got some showers down to the south of us. These showers lifting north will tend to dissipate as dawn breaks, but they may bring a little bit of light rainfall to areas around Fort Myers. Anyway, some of the cloud cover from that, kind of lifted up by a general southerly wind flow across our region, bring us a little bit of fair weather cloudiness. But this satellite view is of our water vapor imagery, which shows you where the moisture is, where it is not, swirls in the atmosphere and such. Well, this little plume of this kind of tan color here, that's drier air aloft. And that little kind of plume moving right over central Florida, north central Florida, is going to help reduce our rain chances a little bit today. It's not a big feature. The biggest feature is going to be this big ridge of high pressure that extends all the way across the Florida peninsula. That is what will tend to suppress our rainfall today and for the next several days. What we need is to really moisten up the atmosphere with deep tropical moisture and set the stage for sea breeze interactions to get thunderstorms going. And we're not going to do that. Not today, not for the next several days. We do have some moisture down to the south of us in the tropics, but everything is kind of disorganized down there and not terribly conducive for any kind of development. Plus, we've got some drier air that's moved into parts of the central Gulf waters and plummets southward. All of that combining together to really lower our rain chances for the next few days. Sunny and dry, we'll call it. Calm in the tropics for the most part. And we'll look for better rain chances perhaps by the end of the week as a combination of features kind of come together. We'll have some moisture lifting northward. We'll have a trough of low pressure that'll develop. All those things kind of helping to bring us better rain chances Friday. Here's our European forecast. Here's the only area of disturbed weather nearby anywhere in the tropics, and it's just off the coast of Nicaragua. It's kind of a trough of low pressure that exists down there, a little tropical wave. And it's been kind of persistent in producing some slightly lower pressures. Some computer models kind of picked up on that and tried to spin up something in the Gulf. I don't see that really happening. The 5-day forecast from the Hurricane Center continues to show things pretty quiet in the long term. May get a little bit of that moisture lifting northward up toward Texas with time, but for us, there's not a whole lot happening. Maybe a little extra moisture as we head into the end of the work week, and a little trough of low pressure might hint at producing a little bit better rainfall on, say, Friday or so. But other than that, don't really see much that will influence our weather. Again, pretty quiet all through the Gulf waters. Looks pretty nice there. We have some cloudiness down toward Nicaragua. That's that tropical wave, but most of the Atlantic is very quiet right now, so we don't expect to see much. Plus, we still have that big pool of cooler water in the Atlantic, which tends to suppress or at least diminish the ability of hurricanes to form in that prime area for development as we head into next month. There's some drier air back out in the Atlantic, and there's that drier air I mentioned sinking southward into Gulf waters down into the Caribbean. All of that adds up to a pretty quiet week ahead, I think. We'll look for a southeast wind that'll become a little more westerly with a sea breeze in the afternoon at about 10 knots, bringing us a light chop and 2-foot seas. Great boating weather today. And then as we head into the 7 days ahead, looking at temperatures that'll stay about average or a little warmer than average, with rain chances kind of minimal. Best rain chances will be inland, I think, for today. Tomorrow, maybe a few of those inland showers might try to work their way back to the coast, but really over the next several days, we'll keep our rain chance at about 20%. Friday, slightly better rain chances, and then as we head into the weekend, we'll trim those rain chances back down once again, with daytime highs hovering in the upper 80s to near 90. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Let's take a look outside. We're starting to see a couple more delays on the map, especially right there in Manatee County. 41, lots of delays right there you can see on the map in Manatee County. Some slowdowns as you go by State Road 70. 301 is starting to run a little bit slow, as is Cortez. And of course, those bridges coming into Bradenton themselves are starting to get a little bit busy. 301 at the bottom of your screen, that's also starting to slow down a little bit this morning. In Sarasota County, those roads also are pretty slow as well. A couple hot spots right there. Bee Ridge and Fruitville Road are the two biggies, as well as another little slowdown on Clark Road as well, almost to 41. A little bit farther south in the area, if you're headed toward Port Charlotte, 75 and 41 seem to be running pretty smooth so far. That is 617, and that is your first alert traffic.
All right, this one's for you, Stephanie. Over the weekend, the Rays split with the Mariners, but speaking of split, watch this foul ball. Ow! Awkward collision out there. Two players collided in the most uncomfortable spot. Carlos Gomez still caught the ball. They got to know each other better after this play. You want to have dinner.
Yeah, right?
The Rays.
Oh.
The Rays begin a series today. What'd you say?
I said it makes my stomach hurt.
There's only one thing worse than this, and that is perhaps pickle juice.
Oh, no, it's a good thing. All right, people out there, raise your hand if you are gutsy enough to try a pickle juice slushie. We can do it, people. That's one of the 4 new flavors that are going to debut at Sonic today. The other 3 new flavors are Bahama Mama, Blue Hawaiian, and Tiger's Blood. No word yet if Charlie Sheen has tried that last one. However, the company says pickle juice has created like so much buzz online so far, as you would expect. Now they're describing the taste, Ray, as sweet but tart.
You are voted down 2-1 in the studio.
I was. I totally want to try this. I'm obsessed with pickles. Pickle chips, pickle slushies. When I was pregnant, I totally was like all about pickles. I could just sit down and eat a jar.
No,
I'm all about
pickles
this.
on my hamburger, period.
Yes.
Other news now, cigarette smoking among teenagers is at an all-time low, but those e-cigarette use, that continues to grow. Here in Florida, the use of traditional tobacco products by teens in 2017 was down to just a little more than 4%. That is 2% below the national average. However, new data from the Centers for Disease Control found that e-cigarettes are now the most commonly used form of tobacco. And I did some research on that, and the New York Times said safer, but not exactly safe still.
Okay.
Those e-cigarettes.
Good words out there for parents.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Torn between two mothers. This is the story of a girl who was kidnapped from the hospital at birth. GMA has her story for the very first time. Plus, Marla.
The SunPass online system is back up and running today after being shut down for almost a week. We're telling you what time SunPass customers can exactly see that shutdown being over for their SunPass mobile app and also that website that's coming up at 6:30.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Here's a live shot of Singapore.
Oh, that's beautiful.
6:22 a.m. there. It's at Sands Bay. It's 9 o'clock tonight, our time, when the big summit begins between President Trump and North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. All eyes are on the Far East right now.
History in the making today.
Well, back to the news now at 6:23. An emotional moment at last night's Tony Awards. Some students from the drama department at Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County sang a song. That's the school that had the shooting last February, of course. The audience gave the students a standing ovation. They sang Seasons of Love from the musical called Rent.
In entertainment news, legendary animator John Lasseter is leaving Disney at the end of the year. Now, Lasseter had served as chief creative officer of Pixar and Disney Animation for years before taking a leave of absence late last year, saying that he needed a break after what he called some missteps that apparently made some fellow co-workers feel disrespected. Lasseter, of course, behind some of the biggest animated movies in history like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and Frozen. Well, torn between two mothers. After being kidnapped from a hospital shortly after she was born, a woman is speaking out for the first time years later.
ABC's Eva Pilgrim has her story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, she was kidnapped from a Florida hospital almost 20 years ago.
She told me about the kidnapping. She had told me what she had done.
In 1998, Gloria Williams posed as a nurse and walked out of a maternity ward with Kamaya Mobley. She raised that baby as Alexis Manigo for 18 years. Williams pled guilty to kidnapping. On Friday, a judge sentenced her to 18 years in prison. This morning, Alexis says she's relieved the court proceedings are over.
This side doesn't want to talk to this side. It was too much.
Today, she goes by both names. Her family in Florida calling her Kamaya. Her family in South Carolina, Alexis.
What do you hope for the future?
That I can find a better way to balance everybody and everything, you know, and not so much tension.
And we'll have more of our exclusive interview coming up at 8 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, Charleston, South Carolina.
This is your wake-up call. If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, month after month, the clock is ticking on irreversible joint damage. Ongoing pain and stiffness are signs of joint erosion. Humira can help stop the clock. Prescribed for 15 years, Humira targets and blocks a source of inflammation that contributes to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Help stop the clock on further irreversible joint damage. Talk to your rheumatologist. Right here, right now. Humira.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Imagine a world
filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
The search continues this morning for the gunman involved in the shooting at a Bradenton bar over the weekend that killed 1 and injured 4.
Plus, a young Bradenton golfer going to the Special Olympics, and his game is leaving adults in awe.
And the SunPass online payment system will soon be back up and running this morning. Marla Spence is live at the Skyway Bridge and will tell you what time it's back online. Good morning, Suncoast starts right now. Good morning to you at 6:29. Thanks for waking up with us on this Monday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Looks like the rain has left the area, John Scalzi.
Yeah, it's going to be dry today, no doubt about that. And it's going to be warm as well. Right now we have a very pleasant temperature outside. Cooper in central Sarasota, our youngest weather watcher, has 74 degrees, and Owl in Northport, 73 degrees. And that's pretty representative of temperatures around the region. We'll be increasing our temperatures, of course, today with plenty of sunshine around. Now, we do have some showers way to our south in Gulf waters, but they'll have a hard time ever making it here. As dawn breaks, those showers will tend to kind of just evaporate away, but we do get some of the cloud cover from them from time to time, so not a completely overcast sky, but peppered with some fair weather clouds. Those clouds will tend to dissipate as we move through dawn and into a sunny morning. We'll look for a 12 p.m. temperature of about 86 degrees and a 3 p.m. temperature pretty close to the average at about 88. Little rain chance throughout today's, but perhaps as we head into the end of the week, we might see a few more showers around. We'll talk about that forecast coming up in a few.
And let's check the roads right now. 64 eastbound, showing some buildup there as you travel from Braden River toward the interstate. Usual delays on 70 and 301 northbound as well. Checking the next map there in the northern half of Sarasota County, we'll see some delays on Fruitville westbound as you head from Beneva toward Tuttle, and also down there on Clark eastbound as you get past Beneva and head toward McIntosh. And then our final map to the south will indicate nothing much to speak of right now at 6:31. It's an historic meeting that could have some major consequences. Leaders of the U.S. and North Korea are set to meet at Singapore at 9 o'clock tonight Eastern Time. Reporter John Lawrence has our preview.
There's excitement in the air as President Trump prepares for a watershed moment in his administration. Mr. Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will hold a summit in Singapore Tuesday. The president met with Singapore's Prime Minister Monday, sounding optimistic about the sit-down.
We've got a very interesting meeting in particular tomorrow, and I think things can work out very nicely.
President Trump and leader Kim will discuss possible peace and denuclearization. It's an event the president says he'll be able to size up quickly.
I think within the first minute, I'll know. Just my touch, my feel, that's what I do.
This is the first time the heads of state from the U.S. and North Korea have met.
They could say hello, they could have a handshake, or they could hug it out. And I think Kim's going to go in for the hug because he wants to be seen as literally embracing President Trump.
Some have concerns about Pyongyang's trustworthiness.
It is a government that is not within the community of nations. It is an isolated government, unpredictable, with what appears to be a growing nuclear prowess.
The administration says Mr. Trump will stand firm.
Kim must not see American weakness.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, last week, President Trump said he didn't have to prepare for the meeting because he said it was a matter of attitude. He later backtracked on that comment, saying he was getting ready for this encounter, quote, all my life.
Well, this morning, Manatee County Sheriff's deputies will continue their investigation into a deadly shooting at a Bradenton bar over the weekend. Happened early Sunday morning, just after midnight, at Tommyknocker Saloon on 14th Street West. Police say 2 groups of men got into a fight at the bar, then took the argument outside where shots were fired. 1 person died at the hospital, 4 others recovering from non-life-threatening injuries. This morning, that search continues for the gunman. Deputies are also not ruling out the possibility of multiple shooters.
We have every reason to believe
that who came to the group that came to the saloon came there with the purpose of trying to start an argument, which led to a fight, which led to a shooting, which led to a homicide.
There was no indication that there was going to be a problem, just two groups of people being at the same place at the same time, and they should never have been here.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says it's not ruling out the possibility that this shooting could also be drug or gang related. Now, the gunman is described as bald, Hispanic, and male, about 5'8". Anyone with information about that night is asked to contact Crime Stoppers right there at the number listed on the screen. And of course, we first reported the shooting on our free ABC 7 News app, and that's where you can find updates on this story as well as any other First Alert weather updates now that we're in hurricane season. And some good news this morning for SunPass users. That online payment system will be back up and running in just a few hours.
Marla Spence is live at the Sunshine Skyway Bridge toll booth with a preview. Marla?
Good morning, guys. I'm sure drivers are happy to know that the SunPass online website and mobile app will be up and working after not being available for almost a week. Now, after a system shut down last Tuesday, the SunPass website and mobile app will be up and running again starting at 9 o'clock this morning. Other services like SunPass call centers and walk-in centers, the toll-by-plate website, all SunPass parking and activation kiosks at welcome centers will also be back up and running this morning. Now, some good information for SunPass customers to know is that all toll charges accumulated between June 5th and this morning before 9 o'clock won't show up into your account until the system is back up and running at 9 o'clock this morning. Reporting live, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. We're going to have more information, and don't forget you can find it online at mysuncoast.com. And also a reminder from Mother Nature this morning, if you see a wild animal, leave it alone. And if it appears hurt, call and report it to wildlife officials. That is the message from Matthews Wildlife Rescue as well after the death of a baby deer in a local neighborhood. Now, Matthews spoke with residents of Greyhawk Landing after he received a call a few weeks ago from a family saying they had found the fawn that appeared to be alone.
Let him be. And I said, the mother will be back tonight. She moves them to a different location every night, and that's so she doesn't give up its location to predators.
Now, that baby deer ended up dying because of the human involvement. Now, Matthews thought his job was over until he got a call from a concerned neighbor a few days later.
Said that this lady has been taking that little fawn in her house and letting her kids play with it. I went out there, checked on the fawn. She said it was acting strange. The fawn was dead. And that's because human interaction.
But some good did come out of the story, though. It inspired two young girls there to try and help. They ended up raising $700 with a lemonade stand to be put toward the rescue of wild animals.
Calling all fishermen, Florida's red snapper season kicks off today. And this year's season is a little bit different. This Florida red snapper season comes at the same time as the snapper season in both state and federal waters. Fishermen will just need their recreational saltwater and Gulf Reef angler licenses. Now, get this number. Fishing in Florida contributes $8 billion annually to the economy. A young golfer in Bradenton is inspiring his community and the entire state. Jared Stansel is going to be in the Special Olympics for Florida nationwide. The 11-year-old has a golf game that many adults would envy.
For Jared Stansel, golf has always been easy, even when Down syndrome made it hard to do other things, like have a conversation.
We actually taught him his letters and his letter sounds by lining up plastic letters in the house, and he would knock them over by putting them down.
The son of a golf course employee, Jared was instantly attracted to the sport.
I think I love shipping and punting.
And as he grew, so did his game, hitting tee shots farther than most kids his age.
He just kills it. I mean, he hit, like I said, he's hitting it about 180 yards straight too. I wish I could hit it as straight as he does.
Father Chad Stansel plays alongside Jared as his unified partner. The pair has taken home gold in the Special Olympics Florida Games for 3 straight years, earning a trip to Seattle for the nationally televised Special Olympics USA Games later this month.
He'd pack up today if he could and just wait at the door, I think.
Yes, I am. I am super proud.
And while golf has a tendency to bring out the worst in many of us, Jared likes to keep it light out on the course, focused on being a good teammate instead of feeling nervous.
No, I don't, because because I be brave and do my best and play well.
A source of pride for mother Michelle Stansel and a beacon of hope for other parents with special needs children.
I would say that it is a gift to be Jared's mom. Your child can be the athlete. They can be the actor. They can be the singer. There's so many things out there that our kids can do.
Now, the Olympics are always looking for unified partners like Jared's dad to volunteer and play alongside these athletes. You can find more information about that at mysuncoast.com. The USA Games in Seattle start on July the 1st, and good luck to Jared.
Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast.
And then there were 4. Find out who the finalists are for the Northport Police Chief slot. They've got a big audition tonight in front of the public when we come back.
All right, but first, before we head over to John, here's a live look at Singapore. That historic summit is getting underway at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Got about a 12-hour time difference there between President Trump and Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. We're going to have all the latest as it unfolds. But first, back here on the Suncoast, the real winner of the day is sunshine.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It's going to be a beautiful day today. And despite the lack of rain, we still have a very low fire danger index across most of the state. We do, in our area, have all counties in the very low category for any kind of wildfire spread. Today's pollen count, haven't done this in a while, is in the low to medium category, so really no big issues there. Ragweed, the #1 allergen in the air. And the sunset forecast looks nice. 3 beach balls out of 4. We'll put the water quality at kind of a yellow flag because of some red tide being reported in area waters. Complete forecast in a minute.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Chrysler Pacifica Incredible Sales Event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperatures warm today, up near the average for this time of year, actually coming in at about 88 by 3 p.m. and not much in the way of a rainfall chance. Now, normally we might get some cooling rains in the afternoon along the sea breeze, but that's not going to happen today. The air's just a little too dry for that. And we're looking for a 9 a.m. temperature of about 78, a 12 p.m. temperature of about 86. And as I mentioned, 88 degrees by around 3. And then the evening looks nice, 85 degrees as we head into the evening period. So we've got some cloud cover that's kind of coming at us from time to time across the region. Brought up by a general south to southwesterly wind flow, we've got a few scattered showers that are picking up to the south of us near Fort Myers and well offshore. I think those will tend to die out before they make it to us. I don't see much of a rainfall chance for us today. Drier air in place across the Suncoast from about Tampa Bay southward to probably about the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. We'll see some drier air move in. We've got some rain showers down to the south, but as I mentioned, those will probably dissipate as dawn breaks. So big ridge of high pressure in our forecast for the next several days. That noses in across the state, brings us a southeasterly wind flow, which would generally be pretty conducive for some showers. And in fact, if you look at the rainfall chances across the state, I think we probably have a better chance than most other locations across the state, because that southeast wind will encounter our sea breeze in the afternoon, and where the two meet will be a trigger point for shower and thunderstorms. But you know, with the dry air in place, I don't think we'll see a whole lot in the way of action today. Tomorrow, maybe an isolated shower building in inland areas might lead to a slow drift back to the coast as we head into the evening. Put the rain chance at about 20% for the next few days, but for today, I think we'll be pretty dry. There are some showers down to the south of us in the Caribbean, and maybe some of that moisture will be lifting northward with time. Plus, we have a trough of low pressure that'll develop by the end of the week that may help to encourage a few showers around. But for the most part, this week's going to be sunny and dry. The tropics are fairly calm, and we have better rain chances by the end of the week, but even then, it's not going to be a prolonged period of high rain chance, only maybe a day or two with perhaps an enhanced rainfall chance. This is the long-range forecast model, and you can see the cloud cover and showers that are located down in the Caribbean. That's all part of a elongated tropical wave that's down there that's kind of just been hanging out. And I think eventually it's going to lift a plume of moisture northward into our Gulf waters and up toward areas around Texas and Mexico, but no organization here, so we're not looking at any kind of a organized tropical cyclone, but certainly some enhanced rainfall chances. And then by the end of the week, maybe a little trough of low pressure might develop out here in the near Atlantic waters that might help to boost our rain chances just a little bit, probably by around Thursday and Friday. Otherwise, pretty quiet. Tropics are quiet in the Atlantic, not much happening here. Some very abnormally cold waters in the Atlantic right now, in the breeding grounds for storms. This cluster of clouds that you see down to the south is that trough I was talking about that will probably inject some moisture into the Gulf waters as we head into the second half of the work week. We'll see how that plays out. But so far, any kind of tropical development down there, not likely. Next 5 days are forecast to have no cyclone development. Southeast wind turning west at about 10 knots today. Should be a nice day out there on the waters. 2-foot seas, light chop. And the forecast for the next 7 days looks good. Daytime highs warm over the next several days in the upper 80s, and 20%, that's it, chance of rainfall through Thursday. Friday, that increase in moisture and maybe a little trough might lead to better rain chances for a couple days, but then I think the second half of the weekend will also feature some drier than normal conditions. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there in Manatee County. A lot of delays this morning, especially right there on State Road 64 as you approach 75, 301 is State Road 70, and then quite a few right there on 41 as you're heading southbound. Then in Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad. A couple hot spots to tell you about right there on Clark Road and Fruitville Road. Starting to see some slowdowns in that area. A couple of other ones have already cleared up, so no big deal there. Heading a little bit farther south, 75, 41, both running pretty smooth right now. 648, that is your first alert traffic. Well, what is known as the net neutrality rule is officially going out the window today. Now, net neutrality means that internet providers have to treat everyone online equally. In other words, no speeding up, slowing down, or blocking specific websites or online services. Well, the FCC says the repeal that goes into effect today will remove some regulations that cause problems. Critics of the move says it gives internet providers way too much power.
Happening tonight, from 88 resumes down to 4 candidates, Northport City residents have a chance to meet the final 4 for police chief this evening. There's a meet and greet at 6 o'clock at City Hall. The chief, Kevin Vespia, retired earlier this year. Still ahead, your top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
And that, of course, includes a final look at your first alert forecast and morning commute traffic and the strangest national anthem duo. You've seen it in a long time. How's that for a tease?
That's a good tease. I'll stick around for that one. There's a nice shot outside our window at Sarasota Bay and Longboat Key off in the distance. Beautiful shot there. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
It is 6:52. Coming up this morning on Good Morning America, the one and only Jennifer Lopez opening up about her family, her love of A-Rod, and her Vegas residency as it hits 100 shows. That's next on GMA. And here's your top 7 before 7 as you head out the door.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert forecast for this Monday morning.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for us as you take a look at the Lakewood Ranch webcam. We got a lot of blue sky out there to greet the day as dawn breaks, and I don't see much in the way of anything that'll bother that sunny forecast for the afternoon. Not much in the way of any kind of rainfall across the region either. A few scattered showers well down to the south, and the upper level clouds may blow a few of those, upper level winds may blow a few of those clouds our way, but basically it's sunglasses and sunscreen as you head out the door. We'll look for sunny skies today, only an isolated inland shower possible. And don't forget, we're always available to you with forecasts on our First Alert weather app and on social media, mysuncoast.com, Facebook, and Twitter. Back to you.
John, number 2, checking First Alert traffic. Some early buildup there as you go from Ellington toward Palmetto on 301. Some congestion there. Also getting across the Green Bridge into downtown Bradenton. And then checking the upper half of northern Sarasota County. We'll find out there's some small delays there around the 41-301 junction and also down at 41 southbound as you head towards Stickney Point Road.
And number 3, just in time for the start of the week, the SunPass online payment system back up and running at 9 o'clock this morning. Means you can pay tolls and put money back on your account again online.
Number 4, President Trump is now hours away from sitting face-to-face with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. There's a 12-hour time difference with Singapore, so Eastern time. That summit begins tonight at 9 p.m.
And number 5, calling all fishermen. Florida's red snapper season kicks off today. This year, the season comes at the same time as snapper season in both state and federal waters. If you want to do it, you just need your recreational saltwater license and your Gulf Reef angler licenses. Happy fishing.
Number 6, today is the last day to vote for Lecom Park. Ballpark Digest magazine has announced the home of the Bradenton Marauders is a finalist now in their online poll for best high A minor league stadiums in Florida.
Well, this seems like the perfect segue. Number 7, it's the strangest national anthem duo that knocked it out of the ballpark. Stephen Colbert, St. Pete native Patrick Wilson teamed up to sing the anthem before the Mets-Yankees game over the weekend. And it was good.
By the dawn's
really good.
What so
Listen to these guys.
proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright...
They were singing, Colbert and Wilson were singing in front of the Mets-Yankees game this weekend. Yeah.
Wow.
And people actually booed them when they first came out on the field. Now, Wilson, he's got a long Broadway history. He's been nominated for Tony Awards. He's in the Wilson Van Band with his brothers here in St. Pete. Colbert, he sometimes sings in skits on his show, but I think people forget Wilson's singing background, and people didn't think that Colbert could sing at all, so they're like, these guys can't sing.
I'm surprised about Colbert, but Patrick Wilson not only is a good singer, I saw him sing in the movie Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I always forget that he was in Phantom of the Opera as well, yeah.
Colbert was in a movie as well, in a made on Broadway. It was a recorded one of those Phantom event movies, you know?
Oh, really?
It was a little night music, and he was fantastic.
They were good. Who is the best in all of history that you can remember singing the national anthem? For me, it's Whitney Houston back in the day, before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I recall that one. That was 1992, Buffalo, New York.
Jeez,
Tampa Stadium.
Louise.
It was recorded, though. She lip-synced.
No, don't say that.
Sorry about
Don't say that.
Pretty shot there from outside our studio. There's Sarasota Bay and the Renaissance Alinari. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Good morning, America. Straight ahead.